All right, happy Wednesday, friends. Today we're switching it up a little bit because I'm wearing a different hat. So just keeping things interesting over here. Oh boy. Anyway, okay, so April 1st. It's April Fool's Day, I guess. Today we're going to be working on adding and subtracting decimals. Our lesson today is probably going to be a little bit easier than it was yesterday, but so that's cool. There's going to be no worksheet. This is going to be mostly just computation, adding and subtracting. There are not going to be any word problems for today's lesson. Okay, so what do we have planned for today? As always, we're going to start off with our fluency practice. We're going to be finding place value. After that, we're going to be talking about our concept of adding and subtracting decimals. And then I'm going to announce a little competition that I'm going to have by the end of the week. After today's video, you're going to do some one at a times to practice adding and subtracting decimals. All right, so let's get at it with our fluency practice. So here's our little reminder of our place value chart. Here we have on the left side of the decimal things that are a whole thing, a whole entire pizza. I got the whole thing, or 10 whole pizzas, or 100 whole pizzas, or 1,000 whole pizzas. Remember, the purpose of this decimal, I'm actually going to put myself right on the decimal. I am the decimal. I separate. Things over here are a whole thing. Things to the right of the decimal, less than a whole thing. Directly next to the decimal is 1/10, a slice of the pizza, 1/100th, an even smaller slice, and 1,000th, an even smaller, tiny, tiny slice. Okay, I am going to no longer be the decimal. I'm going to fly through space. I'm going to pretend like I'm bouncing. Boing, boing. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing over here. All right, fluency practice. Here we go. Did I skip one? No. Okay. Pick the digit that is in the hundredths place. Yep, hundredths. That is the 7. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Next. Pick the digit that is in the thousandths place. You got it. It's the 8 in the thousandths place. That is so small. 8 thousandths. We need 1,000 of those things to make a whole thing, and I only have 8. All right, next problem. Which digit is in the tens place? Absolutely, there is a 1 in the tens place. I made this one pretty easy by putting a bunch of zeros in there. 1 in the tens place. All right. What digit is in the tenths place? Tenths place. It is the 7. The 7 is in the tenths place. Remember, the tenths are the very first digit in less than whole number land. I would need 10 of these to make another whole, but I only have 7. All right. And which digit is in the ones place? Excellent job. It is the 2. Very nice job. 2 is in the ones place. There's our fluency practice for today. Now we're going to do some adding and subtracting decimals. Okay, so this is how you're going to see a problem. 3 and 65/100ths plus 12 and 5/10ths. So we can't really add these if they're lined up left to right. We want to line them up top to bottom. So here's how I might do it. I say, okay, well, I write down my first number, 3 and 65/100ths. Plus, and I write down my second number. However, I have made an extremely serious mistake. If I were to add my digits like this, I'd be adding the 3, which is in the ones place, to the tens place, and the tenths place with the ones place, and the thousandths or in the hundredths place with the 10. No, you can't line them up like that. Can't do it. No. You can tell I put a lot of time into this. Well, Mr. Z, if we can't do it like that, how do we do it? It's a good question. All right, so here we have our problem written left to right once again. Or, anyway. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our decimals in there. and we're going to line up our decimals. That's such an important first step. Line up your decimals. Then we can go in and fill in our top number. 3 in the ones place, 6 in the tenths place, 5 in the hundredths place. Now we go to the bottom. We put that 1 in the tenths place, 2 in the ones place, 5 in the tenths place. Well, I have an empty spot right here. What's that all about? Well, I can put a 0 there. I don't have any hundredths. So now we have all of our place values lined up because we started with lining our decimals up. That's so important to this problem. Then we put our addition, and then we get ready to add it up. And now we treat it like addition, like any other type of addition that we've ever done. If we have to carry, regroup, we do that. And we end up with this problem with 16 and 15 hundredths. 16 wholes and 15 hundredths. So I actually didn't make an example of a subtraction problem because I thought that would kind of drag on. But subtraction is done the exact same way. Your very first step, let's do that again real quick. Your very first step is putting your decimals, lining up your decimals. First step. And then we fill in our number around that. All right, same for addition and subtraction. All right, so you're going to practice this on your own in a second. Okay, so we're going to do a Chrome Canvas challenge. For those of you that brought their Chromebook home, if you have, if you like to use different software for drawing, you can do that. If you would like to draw on a piece of paper, take a picture of it and email it to me. If you can figure all that out, go for that. So here's the challenge. I want a drawing about something that you like or miss about school. It can be math, it could be ELA, it could be a friend, it could be a teacher, it could be anything that you like about school or miss about school, about NAP. I'd like you to draw a picture of and send it in by Friday. I'm going to have an assignment on Google Classroom. It's going to open up your own Google document, and you're going to paste your image in there. Most of you know how to do that, save and paste the image in. If you don't, feel free to email me, please. But please don't email or share it to me because that's going to be a lot. I'm going to create an assignment, and you're going to have your own Google document to copy and paste that in. It's going to be due. I'm going to say it's due by the end of the day, Friday. But you can do it. You can turn it in whenever you'd like. This is not for a grade. This is just, I know we have a lot of great artists out there and creative people out there. So I want to see what you got. So that's all for today. Make sure you do your 1 at a times for practice, and you can come back and watch this again if you need help. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on Thursday.